Hey guys, this is Mick Stott. I'm the creator of a group of people called Guardians 300. So why would you want to know about this? Well, I'm talking to you guys, the Patriots, from across the pond. And as a lot of people would say, we are two nations that are divided by the same language. Now, I'm a British military veteran and I served in the Army Physical Training Corps for 30 years. What I did was I trained people mentally and physically for combat. I prepared them to fight. What then happened as I resigned and I came out and I worked with international rugby and as a mindset coach, and I also worked with a number of Olympians and produced a number of international coaches and refined their skills in the arena of mental well-being and also mental skills. And so no surprises that in 2020 I started to look at what was going on outside and realised that actually we were being conditioned exactly the way that I used to condition people in the military. All of the same situations with regards to COVID-19. And I know that you as patriots, you veterans and you police out there and just, you know, the average citizen. The average citizen might not notice it, but certainly veterans would notice it pretty quickly, I would imagine. I know I did. And it was enough for me to start to question things. And one of the first videos that I saw was a video from Boris Johnson when he addressed the United Nations in 2019. And if you haven't seen that video, I'd invite you to watch that. But essentially, he laid out exactly what was going to happen. I know he's talked about a roadmap, but this roadmap for me is nothing like the roadmap he talked about in 2019. And for me, that was the most pertinent roadmap. Because he told us exactly where this is going with regards to technocracy, which currently exists in China, where you would be monitored behaviourally, where you would be monitored in terms of AI by facial recognition, and that you would be rewarded or punished based on what you did and your contribution to a society that they would determine would be acceptable. Now, none of that is democratic. None of it is even constitutional. And I hate to use the word Democrat or Republican or any of those types of words, because at this moment in time, it's very hard in the UK to differentiate between any sort of political party. And I've begun to believe that, from my perspective, that's just a smokescreen. You know, when I look at the UK, I'm not saying that that's the same across the pond because I'm not over there. But you guys will know what you stand for, no doubt. And this video is to let you know what we're doing in the UK to address this situation. Well, we've created a group called Guardians 300. This is a group that are going to be trained in the application, the practical application of the Constitution, as we call it, common law. Because these are the oldest rules. If you look at the way that police were created in the UK, they were created by a guy called Peel. And they were called peelers. And they carried a whistle. They carried a whistle because if they ever got into difficulty, they blew the whistle and members of the public would come and assist them. And of course, you can see that these people came from the people and they were for the people. They policed by consent and they were known as constables after they were peelers. So, but the key thing is the origin of that, the essence of that, supported our Constitution. It was about protecting our freedoms. And these freedoms are given to us by birth. They're not allowed by a government on any level. And as you would appreciate, I'm sure that you're going through a similar situation, so much that people seem to be making up their own rules with regards to COVID and applying them wherever they want to. Well, actually, that's dictatorship. And of course, dictatorship in this day and age, with the onslaught of globalism, turns into technocracy before you can blink. But we're going to stop that, and the way we're going to stop that is we're going to train more people in common law and get them out there as constables than currently exists in the police force. Now, this is no mean feat, but already we stand in London on the 24th of this month, and I think it's going to be a considerable event. There's going to be quite a few people out there. We've had a great response to our request. And we're also going to travel the UK. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get people to create common law communities so that we can literally be autonomous. And then if the globalists do what they say they're going to do, which I very much doubt is actually going to pan out, it's already starting to flounder. And you can see that by the amount of propaganda that they're pumping out using the mainstream media. But if they attempt to do what they look like they're going to do, we will already have systems in place that will be supportive. So these will be constables that will defend businesses that open, and those businesses that open will be connected to a system that cannot be turned off. We will even go back to some of the old systems, you know, exchange of energy, where I give you 2 hours, you give me 2 hours. But equally, it won't have to be that. That will just be one element of it. And it's really, really exciting. The first opportunity we get to stand is going to be, as I say, on the 24th. And you can basically join us or find out what we're about. We're on Telegram under Guardians 300 Discussion. If you look for that on Telegram, you'll find the group. The group itself is only quite small as such. It's about 450 strong at the moment. We've only been out a few days, about a week, something like that. So we're gathering momentum, but we do know that there's lots and lots of people that aren't in the group that want to engage with us and will engage with us when we do our tour of the UK, which starts very shortly. So if you're interested in what we do, we want you to be interested in what we do. What we're going to show you is a model that can be repeated throughout the world. And then who knows, if we have a number of countries that are doing this, we can support each other as well in the journey itself, so that if you have any questions or we have any questions, we can share experience and best practice, and more importantly, get out there the kind of things that really work so that we can make a difference. I personally believe that there's no point worrying about what's going on at the moment, because in reality what we've got to do is create something that makes it obsolete and that just nullifies it by the very nature of the fact that we get the numbers behind it, we get people buying into the new system, and we create something different that actually takes us right back to our basic level of sovereignty. And therefore, we can then exercise the freedoms that we were born with, those by right. The freedom to speak, the freedom to move, the freedom to work, the freedom to support your family and feed your family, the freedom to travel. Those are just a few. The freedom to bodily integrity. I mean, if you think about your bodily integrity, the current situation with health passports and the jab, you know, these are things that are completely against the Nuremberg Code. And of course, dictators never take power with the idea of ever giving it back. So don't expect when someone takes this at the level of a leader that they're ever going to give you these freedoms back, because they ain't. So we've actually got to take them. We've got to take them peacefully. You know, our key note is that we stand strong, we stand peacefully. And peace will win this, by the way. Peace will win this if we have enough numbers putting that energy out there and applying it. And our first opportunity to do this is coming in London. So connect with us. Let us know that you're out there. If you're interested in emailing me individually, just let me know when you get on with the group that you want to chat. And I will pick that up, no doubt, or one of the management team will pick it up. I'll make contact with you and we can share experience. So to our fellow patriots across the pond, let's get the Constitution back to where it belongs. Let's educate the people so that they understand their rights. They understand their basic freedoms. They can then maintain their own bodily integrity, and that will stop anything that is currently being wheeled out from having a huge impact on the world. Remember, this is probably the biggest experiment on human beings that has ever been played out. And we can stop it with the right people, the right energy, and enough momentum. Boots on the ground, guys. So take it steady, and I hope that you get in touch with us very, very soon.